Greetings, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we're having another look into my past with another edition of Golden Oldies. These two sketchbooks are probably my least interesting ones. Maybe not. I haven't actually looked at them in a while, but I remember the time period they were from, and it was a very difficult time for me to actually do art. I remember not wanting to draw, and if I did, I didn't like it, or there were very few pieces I did like. So as you can see, these sketchbooks are much smaller than what I used previously. And also at this point in time, we'd gotten a Hobby Lobby in the town near mine, so I could actually get like Strathmore sketchbooks instead of the older, cheaper from Walmart sketchbooks I was using. So these are the first two I got. They're both Strathmore drawing. This one looks to be a medium. I don't know if there's any difference. Honestly, I looked at sizes, not... yeah, medium here. So, let's get started, I guess. We'll start with the small one, since it fits on the screen better. And they're all top ring. I would honestly prefer to have this back, because I like it better than the side binding, but I guess I haven't really looked for mixed media paper with that binding. So if anybody knows any, let me know. Okay, first page blank, just got my sticky note with the dates on them. First up, we have some Levi and Maya. Like I said, they were a big part of my art. Still kind of are for a long time. So just one of those rare doodles of Levi and Maya. Not so rare, I guess. Here and my roommate were toying with the idea of Maya being what Maya would look like if she was male, or I guess cis male instead of cis female. So that's what this is. Some more sketches. I think I'm practicing different faces here. We have Maya. I think this is either Echo or Nyx. I think it's Nyx. And this is Tekla, if you're familiar with my OCs at all. Those are me practicing faces, trying to get out of a slump. Another thing I noticed is my sketches seem to be really tight. Like I'm not loosening up and just going with the flow. At least to my eyes. Maybe not to you guys, but to me, who does it, it's definitely a bit tighter than what I'm used to. So here we enter the Marvel, what I call the Loki phase. I spent so much time in the past figuring out how I wanted to draw him, and it just never happened. And now, 5 years later or so, no problem, I got it down. It's no big deal. So if you can't draw something now, give it time. You'll find you'll get that groove going. So here are some really bad Loki doodles. I'm pretty sure this one was supposed to be Loki too, in some kind of bright, feathery outfit or something. Still got a classic eraser dust. How about that? How about that? Wow. An unfinished body, probably just me trying to get something onto the page. Because like I said, this was I call it my blue period, where arting was hard. There was a lot going on in my life at the time, and art was just difficult for me to do. Caesar and his daughter Tekla. Sorry about the dogs. Caesar and his daughter Tekla when they was young. This was post Tekla. So this was me drawing her as a youngster. I thought maybe this was pre Tekla getting official because of the hair coloring, but no, I think this is post us deciding she was a correct character. This was done around the time the Elder Scrolls Online was released. Maybe? No, it couldn't have been. Maybe I went back and drew in this later. I feel like maybe I did. I did go back and draw this later time. So that one was probably the last 2011, 2012. This was later on, like 2015, 2014, something like that. So this is Malmer from Elder Scrolls lore. They're a kind of ocean elf, and they play a role in the Elder Scrolls Online. So this was my first attempt at drawing her. And then there's this one, which I'm incredibly proud of. I'm still happy with this. I'm definitely more happy with the digital version I did, which is still up on my DeviantArt gallery. I mean, I can see some flaws now, but it's still pretty good. I did, after we moved out of my home state and somewhere else, I picked the sketchbook back up before I started doing sketching regularly and drew in it occasionally. So I'm guessing these are all... This was my roommate's attempt to draw that picture themselves, and they also do this fun little doggy. Here we have Jaku, and when she was a pirate, a steampunk captain thing. This was a between 2013 and 2015. I'm pretty sure is when these sketches were done. This actually was the starting point for an actual digital piece I did. It is a very curvy lady with a big starry afro and her three-eyed space hyena. I'd like to redo that picture because I want to use it on like merch, but the composition's a bit weird and the image itself is kind of lower resolution than I do now, so I'd like to fix that up and get it working again. Some more abandoned bodies. I'm pretty good at the top for the time, I guess. I mean, like I said, this was probably pre the 2013, 2015, because again, I didn't draw a whole lot before I started my channel and started keeping a sketchbook again. This was going to be, I think this served as another base for a digital piece, another Elder Scrolls piece. This was supposed to be my my Altmer healer from Elder Scrolls Online. With a staff, and I'm really liking how these hands came out. That's not bad. That's really not bad. It's better than what I do now, that's for sure. More Caesar and Tekla. I guess they're all over the sketchbook apparently. Caesar and baby Tekla, just being cute, snuggly little things because I like to draw Caesar happy with his daughter. A body, no idea who or what this was going to be, but here it is. Here we go. Take a look at those construction lines. I think that's all for this one. Yeah, and in the back here we have like a piece of paper with a template I used to make Maya plushie. Or was going to use or whatever. So that's that sketchbook. A little bit of future art and a little bit of older art. We'll go on ahead and move to this one. I'm pretty sure this was all 2011, 2012, but we'll have to see because the last one surprised me. So this was Nyx, I think. Yeah, this was definitely Nyx. Being cute. What I could portray as cute at the time. I don't know who she was supposed to be, but she's got a very strong, pointy chin. So she's got that going for her and some elf ears and a tiny floating head here. No idea. Some couple poses. Honestly, probably Levi and Maya related. We got a full body, a Prego body, and a cute little couple. Still got some big heads going on, but that's something that I retain to this day. Not that I want to, just that I do. Yeah, this is definitely from my blue period. Because most of these appear to be unfinished body. I would get this far. I would have a concept, an idea, and I'd get this far, and I'd just burn out and stop. So, if you're feeling that way right now, don't worry. It doesn't last forever. You'll find your spark again. We always do. Wouldn't you know? Even more unfinished bodies. Like, this is what I did. I wasn't drawing. I was just scrolling websites, social media, and playing video games, and I didn't have the urge. Here we were trying to design wedding dresses for Maya. Ugh, look at these faces. God, I hate them. My roommate actually likes this sort of era. They're not technically great, but she likes definitely the more effort I put into facial differences, and I have to agree. It definitely puts some more effort into preventing same face syndrome. I don't do that so much now. I think this is actually Maya in my roommate's wedding dress. Yeah, because that's the hat. Like, she wanted me to draw Maya in her wedding dress, so that's what I did. And then this one was either one I made up or one I saw somewhere else. More unfinished bodies in dress, and what I guess is going to be a dress. A really weird pose and kind of leaning this way, but okay. This was supposed to be a really anime Maya, and I think I succeeded in that. Look, I've got the wavy hair, the anime eyes, this school uniform. No idea who this is, but they're very manly. So they got that going for them, which is nice. Some more doodles. I think at this point I was maybe trying to simplify bodies so that I could just finish a piece, but instead I didn't get very far, and I don't know what's going on here. I think that's supposed to be non, but it's very creepy and I don't care for it. Frustration. Some more Loki stuff. Like I said, he was very much my attention. Like, he never stopped being, but artistically, he was very much my focus. More Loki again. Look, it's actually finished. I think I finished this in like my roommate was out tanning in the yard, so I sat in the car while she tanned and drew this because I didn't have another chair at the time. Some Lokis and a Thor for what I could do at the time. God, these are terrible. I drew them again in like one of my recent sketchbook tours, and I feel like it looks a lot better. No idea what's going on here, and I don't think I did at the time either, because first of all, what is this pose? Second of all, look at how many times, I don't know if you guys can see, but I've erased a lot of arms trying to figure out what the fuck I was doing. Oh, sorry for my swears. Watch your profanity! I think this was me doing gesture stuff, attempting to for a while. Look, I actually attempted to do some stuff just to work myself out of a funk, and it just wasn't happening. Some more Lokis. Some more bodies. Some chick with a poncho and what I'm assuming is supposed to be a gun. And this cute little girl with her messy pigtails. That's pretty cute. Don't know what's going on there, but she's cute. More unfinished bodies. Are you guys sick of these yet? This is all I could produce. With the occasional actual drawings. Okay, here's some interesting stuff. So I was really big into Supernatural at the time, but also Danny Phantom is one of my all-time favorite shows, so I decided to kind of mix the two. So here are Danny and Sam. I had Tucker, but I don't think he's in this sketchbook. I think he's somewhere else. So this was Danny and Sam if they were in sort of a supernatural universe and fighting ghosts in their town, ghosts and demons and stuff, and then they would meet up with the Winchesters and have a big adventure. It's actually fairly popular on Tumblr, I think. I don't know, I just like these designs. Still think they're pretty cool. So this is much later. This was... oh god, this is just a couple years ago. So this is one of the first pieces I did with the Copic markers I bought. I bought a couple of grays to test them out, obviously. And so this is one of my first passes. Obviously, I wasn't 100% familiar with how to use them. But this was one of the test pieces I did. I think the drawing is older. But I think I inked it and colored it in Copic just to test them out on and everything. And they only bled through a little. I thought they bled through much more in this sketchbook. I'm sure if I actually layered them more, they would. But I might have put a piece of paper between there too. Who knows? So here's just a blank page. Oh, and this seems to be the end of this sketchbook, and there's some stuff back here. All right, so here we have Caesar, just looking nice in a suit. I always draw him in vests. Like, I guess I'll never not draw him in a vest. And here we have another Loki. I remember finishing this one digitally. I do like that hand, though. Most of those hands are pretty good for the time. So I did finish this one digitally. I think it's still kicking around my DeviantArt. And, oh, here was an interesting one. We have an alternate universe for Leviathan, and Levi was like a bird person, and he was in love with Maya, and here she is like brushing his wings, kind of like Howl in Howl's Moving Castle, where he has like the feathers or whatever. So that's what I was sort of playing with here for a bit. And this is the last thing, I think. Yep, and this is Levi. I don't know what paper this is drawn on. So we have a Levi in an interesting corset I saw online, having a smoke, some long-ass gloves. I kind of like this. I almost want to redraw it. I always say that when I find art, and I was like, oh, I want to redraw this, so I want to redo this, and then I never do it because I forget. And then on the back here, I think, we just have an unfinished body. So, that is a look at my art from roughly 2011 to, what did I say, we'll say 2015. We'll throw that out. 2011 to 2015, a little snippet into all those years. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. You can subscribe. I post a video every single week. Special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon, Adrian Scribbles and Parzival. You guys are my rock. I love you. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.